today we're sharing some easy, simple summer meals that you can make for your family. For those of you who are new here, we are the family behind the blog highpath.com. We are located in the desert of Nevada, and we are passionate homesteaders, gardeners, and we are trying our best to create our own oasis in the middle of the desert. Now, summer is a lot of people's favorite seasons because of the warmth, and everyone is out from school. Everyone is able to go to like the mountains or go camping and trips to the water. But here in Nevada, our summers are scorching hot, to say the least. And even though it is pretty hot around here, we still have been cooking soups and just hot foods such as that, just because soups we know are very nutritious, and we just cook a whole bunch of vegetables in one big pot, let it cook for the rest of the day, and just enjoy it for dinner. I would love to know, has your menu changed around your household? Are you eating more salads, some more cool things? Let us know in the comments what you have been preparing for your home. So the first thing I wanted to show you how to make is this simple, really easy soda bread made out of 100% spelt. Now we grind our own wheat berries. This is just spelt berries, and we used to have a Nutri-Mill which we used to mill all of our flour. However, that broke, so we have just been using our Blend Tech, and that works perfectly fine. If you are looking to mill your own grains and you don't want to purchase a Nutri-Mill, you can always use a blender, and I will have a link down below for our Blend Tech blender. It is by far the best blender that we've used. I have a full recipe for this spelt soda bread. You can probably use all-purpose flour for this recipe, but we chose to use spelt instead. And the ingredients is just 8 cups of spelt flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, aluminium free. Some optional seasonings if you wanted to do a savory loaf is just some Italian seasoning, onion powder, and then the wet ingredients is a 1/4 cup of grapeseed oil. You could use coconut or hemp oil, 2 cups of water, some Celtic sea salt, and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. All you have to do is mix all of the ingredients in. You're gonna mix it into a dough such as like this, and you're just gonna form a very simple rustic loaf. You're then going to score it about a 1/4 or 1/2 inch deep with a knife like this, and I chose to just add a little bit more scoring because I just wanted it to look pretty. And we put it in a hot oven of 450 degrees for about 20 minutes. And then after that 20 minutes, you're going to lower the temperature to 350 and bake for another 15 to 20 minutes. While that is cooking, I decided to make sort of dips, or like little side dips and fun little things to use on our bread. So I am making a zucchini sort of dip. This is a baba ganoush inspired dish. Really, I didn't have eggplants, but I did have some zucchinis, and so I roasted some zucchinis and some onions with some salt and grapeseed oil at a high temperature. I then wanted to make some guacamole, but our avocados were completely hard. They were not even soft at all, and it was too late. I thought they were soft, but they weren't. So I cut them up, and I had to use them anyway. I salted it, I added some lemon juice, and I tried mashing it here. It didn't go as planned, so I tried as much as possible, and I was just like, meh, just forget it. I am just going to leave it as is, and we're just gonna eat it how it is on some of our bread. Now for the bread, you can absolutely split this into 2 loaves and just bake it a little bit less, but I decided to go with 1 loaf, and voila, look how beautiful and how easy that was. This is our zucchini, so after it was roasted, I am going to put it into a bowl and mash it up. I added some olive oil, some salt, and some lemon juice, and I am just making a little simple spread or dip here for the bread. Now I am going to cut this bread up, and we are going to just serve it family style on a big baking sheet with all these dips. I have the zucchini baba ganoush, quote unquote baba ganoush. I also have that failed avocado guacamole, which is just, it's guacamole. Hey, you can't go wrong with some avocados. This bread is also really good with some olive oil. We just dip it in olive oil and have it as is. We can spread the zucchini mixture on here, and it is delicious. I also like to serve this with some raw honey. You can do just raw honey, or we also have some creamed honey that I have served on the side as well. This is by far one of our favorite meals just because you can have it for breakfast, for lunch. It is so easy to make. You can serve this with some jam, some soup, anything that you wish. It's totally delicious and so easy. I also tried this in a loaf pan and it baked beautifully too. You can find this full recipe down below in the description box. The next thing that I wanted to share is just a simple roasted vegetables. Roasted vegetables have been on our weekly menu at least once or twice a week just because it's just easy to just chop up a whole bunch of potatoes. You're going to season it with whatever you want. I have paprika, onion powder, oregano, some oil. You can use grapeseed or hemp oil, some salt, of course. You're going to massage it, and then you're just going to pop it in a hot oven and cook it for about, 45 minutes to an hour. And during this time, you can go and do whatever you need and not stay in the kitchen and let the oven do the work. Of course, I'm not going to just serve a tray of potatoes. We are also going to do some roasted vegetables. So I have here some Brussels sprouts that I am trimming, and then we also have some carrots and broccoli. Really, you can use any vegetables you want. Some beets work really well, cauliflower, some bell peppers, onions, of course. You can literally just roast anything up you want, and just same thing, you're going to put everything into a tray, season it really well with some salt, oil, and your choice of seasonings. Here for the vegetables, I have paprika, onion powder, some cumin, and I believe that is it. Oh, and some oregano probably. And I just mixed it up and roasted it in the oven with the potatoes. Very simple. And recently I've been really wanting some tofu. I've been missing some Chinese sort of like just a tofu dish in general. So I am here actually just meal prepping something. I have some mushrooms and zucchinis that I am chopping up, and I am just going to put that in a cast iron skillet to start cooking and getting rid of the excess water. I have this on quite high heat just because I wanted to evaporate and cook out all the water content as much as possible. And then here I am just going to crumble in some extra firm tofu that I have squeezed out as much water as possible. I did season this with some paprika, curry seasonings, just to make it sort of a curry flavored. We normally don't do a lot of soy around here, but I really wanted it, and normally I myself and the girls will eat this. I don't allow the boys to eat this as much just because of the estrogen levels in here. It's not great for men or for boys. Halfway during the cooking, I did take out the vegetables to stir up and then put it in the oven for the rest of the way. And here comes all of the roasted deliciousness. Look at this spread. And how easy is this? All you have to do is just chop up some vegetables and roast it in the oven, and out comes some delicious crispy, look at that crisp potato. And I had Emmanuel try some.
Is it crispy? Is it good? Delicious.
I served these vegetables family style. I just laid it on the counter and everyone was able to just come and grab their bowl. And I made Trey a bowl as he was working a little bit late, and he enjoyed the dinner too. This next recipe is for a chickpea salad. This is one of the most delicious high protein meals that we've been making recently for summer. This full recipe is also on the blog highpath.com. I will also have that link down below. It is just cooked chickpeas. I have really finely chopped some fresh parsley and also some tomatoes. I have quartered them and then I just cored them because that core is a little bit hard sometimes, so I want to make sure I get rid of that. And I chopped them into little pieces of tomato. I put that in the bowl as well. I also chopped up some red onions. We love using red onions because of the sweetness of a red onion. We just added that to the bowl too. And we're just going to add some lemon juice. You can use as much lemon juice as you want. We recently got this huge, gigantic lemon squeezer, and the kids were playing around with it, and they were like, oh wow, look, it fits an apple. Let's see if we could just juice an apple. I had to let them know No, unfortunately, that's not how that works. We can't juice an apple that way. We seasoned this chickpeas with some turmeric for some anti-inflammatory properties, some cumin, paprika, some onion powder, of course some salt, some Celtic sea salt, and then we also added some freshly hand ground black pepper. We use our mortar and pestle for our black pepper just because we have and we don't have a pepper grinder. And then we added some olive oil as well. Now it's just a matter of mixing it up as well as possible just so you can get all of the seasonings and all of the flavors into the chickpeas. And then you're going to put it in an airtight container. I just have a little Tupperware here and I'm just going to put it in the fridge. We're going to chill it for like basically overnight if you can, because the flavors really do meld together and marinate the chickpeas really well once you let it sit overnight. We are preparing these for a little trip to the date farm tomorrow since it was Father's Day. So we're going to prep a few more things here. So I am starting a sesame noodle dish also that we can refrigerate, just make ahead of time and then refrigerate. So I just dropped down some chickpea noodles, and it's time to just chop up a whole bunch of vegetables. So you can use any vegetables you like here. I just have some parsley, fresh parsley, because that's what we have around the house. And I'm just gonna add that to a bowl. I then added some grated carrots. Now, if you have not been using your grater this way, I highly suggest it because it is so much safer, and honestly, it makes shredding a vegetable so much easier. I then drain the chickpea noodles. Yes, you do have to drain and rinse the chickpea noodles. It is not the same as pasta, like regular wheat pasta. A lot of you have seen me do this a few times before, but it is very crucial because the chickpea water is just, it makes everything stick and it's not great in a noodle dish. Alongside the other vegetables we have in the bowl, we are going to chop up some bell peppers as well, and we're just going to add that to the bowl. Then I also have some thinly, very finely chopped onions, red onions, and we're going to add that to the bowl too. We're going to add the chickpea noodles, and I probably should get a bigger bowl, but I don't have a bigger bowl. So this is what we're going to use for now. Now, before we get started on the noodle dish, I did want to start on my potato salad. So I am just chopping up some red potatoes and putting it in a pot of boiling water just to get it started for the potato salad. This noodle dish is actually very easy and it was inspired by the normal regular peanut noodles. We don't have peanut butter here, so I just used some sesame oil, lots of sesame oil, some olive oil, some sesame seeds. Now I also chopped up some cabbage just for a little bit of crunch here. Now the goal is really just to add as much vegetables as I can in this noodle dish. It should be like 50-50 noodles to vegetables. So if you can, try to add as much as you can just to add some bonus nutrition. I seasoned it also with some coconut aminos. I have an organic coconut aminos that we use and love. It is such a great seasoning. It's sort of salty and sweet. I also added some pepper, some lime juice to this noodle dish, and I am going to toss it as best as I can in this bowl. As you mix this dish, you're going to basically see that the vegetables are going to start wilting a little bit, so you can add a little bit more vegetables. And the goal, like I said, is just to add as much vegetables as possible. So I was trying to get the full head of cabbage in here. And once everything is mixed, voila, this is so delicious. You can add like some snap peas also. You can add any type of vegetable that you like. And I'm here taste testing it and it came out perfect. I completely forgot to shoot the footage for potato salad, but I actually added the leftover cabbage in here alongside with some paprika, some olive oil, some lemon juice, and so some salt, and that turned out well as well. I added everything into a Tupperware just so we can chill it overnight and get it ready for our little adventure tomorrow. Now I wanted to share with you a little bit of the adventure that we took. We drove in the desert, and in the middle of the desert there's this beautiful oasis of date palms. This is the China Ranch Date Farm. It is located in Tacoma, California. It's about an hour or so away from our home, and we went there and we were awed. This is the China Ranch little gift shop and bakery which we went in, and it was so cute. There's this little area for sitting, and we went inside and we got some little date smoothies, and we went in to pick up a box of dates. Of course we had to. We also went on a really nice walk down this trail here, and we saw some really beautiful bamboo that was as tall as Trey almost, and it was a kind of a hot day today. So when we reached what it looked like the end of the trail, we decided to just turn back and come back out. When we went back to the gift shop, the lady over there was like, it's probably not the best season to take a walk here, but we still did it anyway. It was a little bit too late. We came right back. We plan on coming when it cools down a little bit in the fall time, so that way we can actually go into the date farms, like where the palms are, to take a walk in there to explore more. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope that we inspired you to make some really delicious plant-based recipes, and we will see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.